Hello, and welcome to Let's Talk Spoop. I'm your host, Don, and today we are going to do a viewer request off of Hulu called Blood Moon. I apologize for any issues with the audio. I got a new microphone, I'm giving it a shot, and I'm not used to it yet. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into Blood Moon on Hulu. So before we start, Blood Moon on Hulu is in their Hulu's Into the Dark series, which is a series of horror films that Hulu is making. They're Hulu originals. So far, they've been pretty okay. So that made me a little excited going into this one. As per usual on Let's Talk Spoop, we break things down into 6 separate categories. Those 6 separate categories are story, acting, music, atmosphere, look, and creep. So starting with the story. Opens with a close-up of this battered woman's face. Zooms out. She's bloody. She's holding a shotgun, and you can hear like growling. Cuts to daytime. There's a baby crying inside of a cage. She takes the kid out of the cage, jumps into a car, and then there's a bloody body in the living room as they're walking out. We get your opening credits, which is like showing like the calendar days going by, with emphasis on the phases of the moon. Because hey, guess what? A movie called Blood Moon is a vampire, or not a vampire, it's a werewolf movie. Big surprise, right? Anyway, we get to her with a much older kid. I would say probably first grade, maybe 8 or 9. She rents this house, ensures it must have a basement. And then she goes to buy stuff at a hardware store, and then we get a flashback as she's trying to get a job. Then we find out the kid's name is Luna, which is so original. The girl is brusque and rude with literally everyone. She's building a mysterious thing. I wonder why. She rips off the hardware store guy, pisses off the local sheriff, flips out on her boss, who is still trying to pursue her for some ungodly reason. She leaves her kid at home without a babysitter throughout the movie. And she's like, wow, you're a bad parent and a really mean lady. Anyway, it's a werewolf movie. I like the premise. I kind of liked how they did it with like the family dynamic, because clearly one of them is a werewolf, and how they're dealing with it. So I enjoyed that. So I gave it 3 out of 5 on story. The acting. So I get that this is a Blumhouse film and that Blumhouse strives for cheap, but it would have been nice if they spent a little bit on the acting. Just 2 out of 5. The music is pretty well used. It's nothing special precisely, but it kind of has this folksy tune to it that I kind of enjoyed, which made it interesting enough to keep me entertained. So it's a little above average, 3 out of 5. Atmosphere, the story is very predictable, but I enjoyed the setting. I could not have cared less about the characters. They spent so little time on making the main character likable that you just don't care. So 2 out of 5 for atmosphere. Look, nothing really special. They used an actual animal, like an actual wolf, instead of like a special effects werewolf. Although obviously I don't think it was actually a wolf. It's probably just a white dog, but that's cool. So 3 out of 5 for look. And then finally, creep. This movie is not creepy. It is not scary. It is nothing special in that regard at all. This movie will not keep you up at night and will not make you think about your life. So for creep, 1 out of 5, which gives you a 2.3 out of 5 skulls for Blood Moon on Hulu.